Oh, it's terrible outside today. Looks like today we're staying indoors and we're gonna do a tutorial. Now guys, don't get me wrong. Don't think that I'm not excited about teaching you guys about Lightroom. But the thing is, I was really pumped to get out and film with this guy, the Insta360 1X. They sent me recently this camera along with all these accessories. There's the bullet time bundle, Insta360 1X lens cap, because without a lens cap it gets really scratched. The drone bundle, hanging the 360 off the drone, all-purpose tripod, dive case, and the extended edition series long pod extension thing. This thing extends to like super long. Now I gotta pull it up because I'll probably hit something with it. But I was really excited to go out and film with a 360 camera, but it's literally raining every day this week. So that review is gonna have to wait. But today we can learn something new about Lightroom. So let's put all these guys to the side for a second, even though I really don't want to, and talk specifically about how to make your subject pop out of your photos. Because when you're editing your photos in Lightroom, you want the subject to just pop out of the scene. You know, you don't want your eyes to be wandering all over the photo. You want your eyes to be led to the subject of the photo. And that's why I want to give you 3 tools today on how to make your subject pop out of your photos in Lightroom. All right, let's get into this tutorial.
Let's take cover before our chances are getting darker.
First things first, let's pull up the laptop. Now, right here, I have this shot of my brother Matty. This is from our trip in Iceland. And I'll show you a little before and after. This is my edited version, and this is the non-edited version. And you can see it's a pretty massive difference here. And before I even start doing any of the color grading or work, I first get rid of all the distractions. And the reason why I'm doing this is that you don't want your eyes to be, wandering off to something that it shouldn't be looking at. I want the people, when they look at my photo, I want them to look at the subject. And in this photo, the subject is my brother Matty. I don't want them to go looking over here at this little outhouse here. I don't want them to be distracted by these yellow poles. I want them to look here in the middle at my brother. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna press the Q button to open up spot removal, and up here you have the option of using clone or heal. Now, clone is gonna kind of exactly copy what you're choosing. So for example, if I clone out this and then I choose over here, it's gonna put exactly the road. Whereas if you choose heal, it's gonna kind of be more of a blended option between the two that you've chosen. I like to personally use heal a lot more, but sometimes when I need exactly something else, for example, if I need an exact tree placed somewhere else or a pole placed somewhere else, I'm gonna use clone. But for example, in this moment, we're gonna stop here. We're gonna choose, again, heal. And I'm just gonna zoom in here, and I'm gonna get rid of, for example, this house. I don't want people looking at this house. I'm gonna get rid of this pole here. Don't like these emails coming in. I'm gonna get rid of this pole right here. Easy. There's a pole over here. Sometimes it's hard when it starts crossing lines, but that was pretty easy as well. And then there's all these little, that's probably a blue sign somewhere. Yellow sign right here. Yellow pole right here. It's gonna try to choose the same because it thinks I want the same, but I don't. Again, get rid of that. Look at the difference already from there. I had all these poles distracting, and now I have, oh, there's still one more blue pole distracting. Now I have nothing distracting me from the subject. And that's why it's so important to remove distractions. When I'm editing photos, I'll look even a lot of times at the road. It's like, okay, there's a little bit of an imperfection right there. I don't like that. I'm gonna just take it from over here. It's a little bright spot there. There might be some sort of junk or dirt on the road. A lot of times I'll get rid of that as well. But anything when it comes to poles, signs, anything that just feels like it's distracting from the main subject, I'll take away from the photo just to clean it up. I think this might have to also do with the fact that my brain is very logical, I'm a very logical creative, and I like just clean, symmetrical, perfect, so I don't want just mess and chaos everywhere. But I really think a simple tool like using spot removal to get rid of the distractions in the photo is gonna put the focus on the subject. For example, my brother Matty here. Again, if I go reset, you see all these pulls, put it here, pulls are gone, there's no distractions, focus is going here. So that's tip number 1 on how to make your subject pop out. Get rid of all distractions so the focus goes directly to your subject and not its surroundings.
Bring it in, another level and you feel like quitting.
Now, tip number 2 on how to make your subject pop out is using the radio filter. Now, this is a tool that I love to use in a lot of my shots. Now, for example, in this photo, I've removed my distractions, I've done my color grade, I've got everything right, but still, it kind of looks like everything's a little bit flat and my brother is just not really popping out of the shot. Now, what I like to do is I like to choose the radio filter, or you can press Shift M to get the shortcut keys to get radio filter. And I love to put the radio filter around the subject like this. Make sure it's not inverted, because if it's inverted, it'll go and affect the middle part, not the outside. But I take the invert off and I simply just choose burn darken, which just means that I do minus 0.30 exposure. And what this does is it just darkens the outside of the photo and leaves the exposure of the subject perfect, and it makes this really nice focused on towards the subject. I can show you kind of the before and after. This is before. It looks good. It's a little bit flat with the lighting. The subject is in the middle, but your eyes are kind of like looking here at the top part of the mountain or the bushes here, but they're not looking directly here. But automatically when you turn on the radio filter, the focus really goes to the subject. Also, make sure that when you're using radio filters that you have a feathering on it, because if you have it like this, for example, it looks terrible. So make sure that you feather the radio filter so it just evenly drops off the exposure onto the photo. Try out this tool. It's a really great way to make your subject pop out of the background. And tip number 3 on how to make your subject pop out is using HSL, and specifically the luminance tab. Now here I have my brother Matty. He's walking down the road. Let's do first tip number 1. So let's remove the distractions. Here we have these yellow poles, so we're gonna get rid of them. They're annoying, they're yellow, they're distracting. We want the viewer's attention to go to the main subject, so we're gonna get rid of these poles. And as you can see, really easy, just a few clicks. These last ones might be a little bit harder, but still not too hard. Nope, not too bad. Sometimes if it doesn't blur perfectly, I like to just take the softened skin and just go over a little bit. I find that it just kind of blends it all together. Quick tip from Teppo today. But now I've removed my distractions. Already the focus is going a lot more now towards my brother, but still there's something about his skin tones and his skin that I just feel like it's not popping out enough. And when this happens, you can simply just go to the HSL and use the luminance tab here. This is a great tool. You take the adjustment luminance tab here, and when you click the skin tones, it's automatically going to choose the color over here. For example, now I have the orange slider selected, and you can just push up the exposure a little bit to make it pop out. Now this looks a little bit creepy because he's not looking tan enough and it's just looking very white, so you can go to the saturation and lift it up as well a little bit, and voila, look at that. Look at the before. That was before we did all these things, and now we're just gonna redo. I'm terrible at keyboard shortcuts, so I'm gonna go back, and already there. This is the original photo. This is the edited version. I already feel like this pops out way more than originally. As well, if you want to make it pop out even more, we can also do the radio filter effect. We can make it a little bit brighter, like, for example, that much. Put the radio filter around. Don't put it on softened skin. That doesn't work well. Put the darken, and all of a sudden, look at that. Before, after. The subject really pops out of the background. 3 easy tools to make your subject pop out of the photos. Hopefully you guys like this video. Make sure you go out and practice using these tools to make your subject pop out of the photos. If you like this week's video, make sure you hit that like button. And as well, a lot of you guys are not yet subscribed to the channel, so hit that subscribe button. Make sure you hit the bell notification so that you get the latest videos updated to you immediately. And as well, thank you so much for all of your guys' support. Alright guys, have a fantastic week.
Easy, but it's true.